Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel. What's going on YouTube? The bell. That's it. It's the start of the show. It's the bell. It's the bell. Tucci!
Scala.
What's up, you guy? You
Nothing
great
much,
guy.
man. Nothing much. I'm thinking about bringing back men's cologne.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a roll-on cologne that we can put on our wrists.
Oh, well, I put like a little spray because I wear. I don't know if you wear cologne. Do your generation wear cologne?
Yes, we smother ourselves in it. Yes.
Do you really? We're gonna have to ask our guests because they're both young, handsome people. We'll have to ask them that. But I have cologne from.
Maybe one wears perfume. Who knows?
What? Well, I like
cologne or perfume.
That's different. But men wearing cologne might as well get pinky rings or something. You know.
You don't wear cologne? Wait, what do you mean?
I do wear cologne. Well, maybe we'll bring them on and we'll talk about this as a fun thing.
Yes, it'll be a fun thing. Do you wear cologne?
Yeah. Because I gotta tell you, I need today's a rough day. We lost one of our favorite.
Yes.
What would you call him? Part of the crowdfunding. What would he be? Would he be one of our?
Oh man, he's a long. Yeah, he's one in there. He's in the trenches, man.
In the trenches. He's a young guy young man I met at a comic convention, and he looked like John Travolta when he was like Vinnie Barbarino, and I had him saying, all right, and every time we'd call each other, and talk on the phone and be like, all right. But I don't know if you had the photo I sent you.
I do.
Maybe we could share it to everybody. If you guys remember our good buddy, Louis Tramatino, passed away last night. Louis, some people knew if you followed him on Instagram, others didn't, but he had severe epilepsy and he would have seizures all the time. I think yesterday he had 4 seizures and he went online on Instagram and talked about it and that he'll be streaming. And then over the night he passed away. So they've been getting worse. His seizures are so hard that he was a fireman. And he severely injured his shoulder. And the seizures would just impact that because they were so violent that he was I don't know if he had 30 or 40 surgeries on his right shoulder. Mm-hmm. That's how bad. And the pain he was in. And I just like to think he's in a much better place, but we miss him terribly. I'm heartbroken. And we'll look at we pay our respects for his wake and all. And I didn't want to, but I felt we should.
Oh, we should. I mean, he's been a fan of yours for a long time. He's become
yours
a fan
too,
of the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when we started the stream, he became a fan of that. Always popping in with great questions and comments, and hopefully he's enjoying himself. In that great convention in the sky. Maybe he's meeting Stan Lee now. Who knows what?
Yeah, he meet Stan Lee. That's right. Yeah, because he's a huge comic fan.
Yeah, huge fan.
And but just a great artist too in his own right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have known, if you see him in the chat, he was Louis Tratrum or something it would be. And it's just terrible. Just
he had good energy, man. He had some great energy.
Yep. And it's just heartbreaking.
He will be missed.
Not something there. I don't know. It's funny. But just a great guy. And again, as I said, just a tremendous loss for all of us. So love you, pal. God bless
definitely.
you. So, but now let's turn this frown upside down.
Definitely. We've got 2 great guests tonight. Guests that have been on the show, friends of ours, good friends of ours, talking a really cool campaign, which I think is great because it's kind of based on something we all know and love. And then of course, we've got a talented young lady in the house who's got some amazing things going on, keeping that family legacy alive and doing it her way, which is awesome. So she's building an empire. Definitely. But get on her good side. All right, get on her good side because
she's
she
tough.
will rule the world someday.
I wonder if they're Sicilian. I gotta ask her if they're Sicilian. They probably
We'll find out. We'll find out if they're Sicilian, Billy.
Find out.
We'll find out if they're Sicilian. Let's see. All right. So everyone, please welcome Caleb Thusat back to the show and Miss Sara Frazetta.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hello, thank you for having us. Me.
Well,
It's
welcome.
always good. Always good
It's
to talk
fun.
to you guys.
It's fun, man. Caleb used to host with
we
us.
love you guys.
We had a great show with Sara. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They got to come back.
You got it. And we want you guys on more.
I would. I mean, I need this like social outlet. Like, so you guys are saving me. Thank you. Myself, the wall. You know. So thank you.
How's the weather
Anytime,
down
man.
there, Sarah Ann?
You what?
How's the weather down there?
Oh, it's freaking gorgeous right now. I mean, I'm so sorry because you're in New York. Aren't you getting snow right now?
It
Yes.
stopped snowing by me. What about you?
I think it's just little flurries still, I think.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
rain and snow. So it was
I
like
had that too.
slushy an inch. We only got like an inch where I am, but it's like
Yeah.
just puddles everywhere, and it's just gray and miserable. And the big globs of cold, wet rain, snow slapping the back of your neck. You know what I'm talking about, Scala?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. And
Yeah,
then
you
you forget your snow.
Keep that.
cleaning.
Like, I mean, as soon as it gets hot, my bones feel good again. I'm like, this is nice. Like, and I know why people come to Florida to die. You know, as you get older.
I was thinking that too. I need to go down there to die.
Well, we can continue our geriatric conversation in our pre-show. Let's talk about our knees, because I hear that warm weather really helps your knees out, Sarah. It loosens it up a bit.
Summer's hell here. I mean, it's like we have mosquitoes that are like this big, just like swarming, and it smells like algae, and it's not good. Like the people that can have the best of both worlds, you know, head up to New York in the summer, come down here in the spring. Like that's the goal, you know.
Yeah, some of them are like my mother, who then comes and takes over your house and your wife's kitchen, and then I got to hear about it.
How long does she stay with you guys, Billy?
Oh, you know, it depends.
Oh, God.
Sometimes 6 months.
COVID, I'm sure it extended. Was it like a?
Yeah, sometimes more. Depends. It's really what she wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know,
She's the
I
matriarch.
end up gaining 10 pounds at least.
Yep. Mama.
Her meatballs and everything like that, and
those
her
cutlets, those good chicken cutlets.
Yes,
I was backstage. You mentioned Sicilian. Are you Sicilian?
I'm Sicilian.
I'm Sicilian too. I mean,
Okay.
that's why we, you know, it's like we feel so familiar to each other. It's like that bloodline.
Absolutely, yeah. Because nobody wanted us. We're on that island of thieves.
Island of thieves.
Scala, what are you guys?
What am I? I am Sicilian. I'm part Sicilian.
Okay. Other
I
brother.
am Neapolitan.
Neapolitan.
Napolitan.
I'm Italian and Polish. I'm a 50-50 mix. I'm a Potalian stallion. But my family's from all over Italy.
Now, what about you, Sarah? What are you guys? What are you?
Irish and Sicilian.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
Oh, jeez.
And then I'm
Don't
with,
piss her off. Holy smokes.
I'm with my guy of 13 years, and he's Swiss and like all chill and like, he's just like, what did I get myself into? I'm like, yeah, you should have asked about my heritage.
What did Thomas Lennon say? The two most angriest islands in the whole in all the world is
Yep.
Ireland and Sicily.
Yeah.
You're the
And you're
perfect
made up
killing
of both.
machine.
The perfect killing machine, yeah.
Like, relax. I'm like, relax. What
The
is
two
that?
most violent, angriest islands in all the world is Ireland and Sicily.
Yeah. My wife's 100% Sicilian.
Oh,
And
geez.
don't, well, that we know of, but don't say relax to her.
No.
Like, just relax. She's like, relax? I'm like, no.
Like, you know, the Godfather, the Sicilians with knives. Yeah. It's like
Dude.
thing.
Yeah, that's my wife too. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
Now, Caleb, what are you?
I'm German and English. Yeah. So with a little bit of Irish in there, but you know.
Yeah, those Irish are everywhere. I got 10% Irish too in me. And here's a funny story. We have our
What's his name?
town St. Patty's Day parade coming up Sunday, and I remember I walking with one of the moms, and it was for the karate school or the Cub Scouts, right? For the Cub Scouts. So we're walking, and sometimes it's really cold, you know, like this week it's gonna be 38 degrees. And we're like, you know, and so I'm walking with her, and it was like, oh, me, her, Debbie's not gonna walk. She's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'll be at our friends have a little party there that it drives by, you know, it marches by their house, and she's on the lawn with a fire pit drinking, you know, what the hell she drink? Prosecco. She'll be drinking Prosecco she's not walking the 1.5 miles. So there's a few of us parents. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even Irish. I said, I'm walking this parade. What about all these Irish kids we have here? You know, where are their parents? And then she's like, I know. I'm like, well, are you Irish? And she goes, no, but my husband is. That's the only Irish I have in me.
Oh,
I guess
there's some mom I just met. You know, I never knew her.
that's great.
It's like, are you? I use a little more.
Yeah. Oh God.
So yes,
Wait,
Vikings did
Irish. You're Scottish or Irish? What are you?
Me?
What?
Yeah.
Scottish. I'm 31% Scottish, 10% English.
That's right.
On my father's side, and then German, and a little bit of English. I did the ancestry a year ago, Scott. It's like,
are you getting updates? Because they'll update your DNA, like your heritage and whatnot.
Yeah, they haven't sent me a new one in a while.
No,
they sent me a second one, but they haven't sent me another one since.
How do they update it? That's odd.
Well, if you're on Ancestry, so Debbie got me an Ancestry thing, so I'm on it for I don't know. I pay it every quarter, and then they send you updates because the more they'll keep working it, or if they find your cousins and stuff like that, or whatever, the more deeper your DNA gets, the more you find out what you are.
Gotcha.
So, and
that's cool.
Macedonian in me, yeah, I'm Sicilian. I'm like 47% Sicilian, Macedonian, and Northern Italian on my mother's side. Though my mother, we grew up thinking we were French on my mother's side. She's like, oh no, we're French, because my great grandfather's last name was Lacourt, but that just means he's from Northern Italy.
Yeah,
you know, they're French up there and Swiss and stuff like that. So.
Billy, my grandma always said that too. She's like, I'm French, blah blah blah. And then we found out, and we're like, no, you're Irish. Like she tried to be like this, like eclectic mix to make the mystery factor go up. And I'm like, no, Grandma, I'm just a compulsive liar. We love you all the same.
If you look at her, you knew she was Irish, just the way she.
Ellie Kelly. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Sounds pretty French to me.
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh, here we go. Thank you, TJ James. Nile disappoints Italian ancestors by claiming Connecticut pizza is the best.
Oh yeah, I didn't claim it. Do your research.
Right, the same magazine that said Papa John's makes good pizza too.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
Frozen Delights
here, so
is amazing.
I think I have some Welsh in me too, like 1-2%. But I want to say hello to everybody, including TJ James. Yes. Good guys, good gals out in the audience. We have great guests here. You guys want to let's talk?
Yeah, let's jump into it, man. Hey, let's check out. Let's jump in a little bit of what Caleb's got going on in the Kickstarter realm. So this is your new campaign, Caleb.
Yeah.
For the Neverland #1.
This is it, man. It's a fantasy. I haven't done fantasy yet, really. So trying something a little different, but it's about a kid during the pandemic who his mother gets sick and he escapes to Neverland, where his parents always tell him stories about Neverland when he's going to bed, and he wakes up in Neverland and finds that there's no magic left and everything's dark and different than what he was told when he was, getting those bedtime stories, and starts to kind of figure out that he's the key to figure out how to bring the magic back to Neverland. So it's the first issue is kind of, you get some backstory and you get into the island and you see some familiar faces, but this is heavily inspired by fantasy films from the 80s, like that I grew up with, like Neverending Story and Willow and stuff that's a little darker for kids, but it's still, you can read it to kids, but you're going to get more out of it as an adult than you are as a kid, because there's going to be some subtext there that you might not catch when you're a kid, but something you can grow with. And we have great artists attached. We did a variant cover that's like an homage to the Neverending Story poster, and Stan Yak, who's actually a Russian artist, going through the fun of not being able to help me promote because of all the stuff's getting shut down. But yeah, as there you can see, we have 2 covers available. Marcelo did the one on the left, and you're familiar with Marcelo because he did the artwork on Nook and Flytrap, which we featured last year. But so this is the same art team from Flytrap. Robert Nugent's doing the colors, and we have some cool stuff that we're about to unlock. If we hit that 150 backers, we're going to unlock stickers for people. If we hit 200 backers or $5,000, we're going to unlock this a print by Howie Noel, who you introduced me to. He's going to do that awesome like Dick Tracy pop art style that he's doing, but it's going to be like cartoony, dark versions of Captain Hook and Smee together. And we might end up doing like a series of those over the course of all of these books too. So
Howie's going to crush that.
Yeah, he already sent me the inks of it, and it looks fantastic.
I remember I was like, when we started, because we're going to start doing Pop XP Paranormal again, and we're working on getting John Zaffis on, if anyone knows who that is. But I remember I was like, yeah, dude, it'd be so cool if we could have like caricatures of ourselves for like our promo. He's like, yeah, is that what you want to do? And like literally in like 20 minutes, there was like 2 full caricatures of us. Not even 20 minutes. It's just like came over, and I was like, holy crap, Howie, I love you. He's incredible. Yeah. If you see the Dick, follow him on Instagram. It is absolutely incredible what he does.
He did like some Roger Rabbit ones of those characters. Oh my god, I was like, dude, I want it to look like that, and so it's like dark, like we can't do Disney colors and look right because that's like part of the public domain of Peter Pan. But like I was like, take my characters that I made, the dark versions of these characters, and do something that's like those Roger Rabbit and Dick Tracy things. So it's going to be awesome. And
that's cool.
You're going to get that for free if we can hit 200 backers or 5,000, which is very attainable at this point because we're already almost at 150 backers, and I still have almost 2 weeks of the campaign. So
hell yeah, man.
Definitely. And how's this campaign been running for you?
Smooth, man. It was first day we funded like 53%, I think, in the first day, and we're up to about 85%, and it's been like a week, so we're just plugging away. I'm doing all the shows. I have 3 conventions I'm doing in the process of it all, and it's just like nonstop promoting and getting the word out because I am really passionate about this series. I know, Billy, you love Nook, and honestly, like I feel like this book surpasses the quality of that book. And
the colors are fantastic too.
Robert Nugent's colors are awesome, and I basically told him I wanted something that was like Fables, where it's kind of desaturated and dark. But what we're going to do is, as the magic slowly returns to the island, we get more palette, and it kind of builds to something a little more fantastical. So building cool things with the art too throughout the campaign. And I haven't really announced this yet, but I'm working with White Rabbit Comics. He did shop exclusive Joe St. Pierre cover for Flytrap last summer. Well, has an artist that's going to do a 5-issue variant connecting cover for this series too for his shop. So we're planning all kinds of crazy cool stuff. That's probably not going to be available until the 2nd issue campaign, but it'll be like something cool that backers that come back and want to get that connecting cover will be able to grab.
That's
during
cool.
The 2nd campaign too. So
nice. And Victor Rodriguez
cool planned, man.
Just pledged as well.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, man.
Very cool. And Metal Movies and Brewskis, James Hook is the hero. He always tries to stop that kidnapper Pan.
Oh.
Yeah, so like the inspiration for this in the middle, like really in the early days of the pandemic, my son was like obsessed with Jake and the Neverland Pirates and the Peter Pan Disney movie. So I was like watching this nonstop, but then I had this thought that I was like, I want my son to have these stories that are kind of like those darker fantasy films that I grew up with, that he can kind of get more out of as he grows. And then I thought of this idea where I was just like, all these kids are kind of being forced to grow up early, dealing with all this crap in the world. And, you know, what if they needed to escape to Neverland, and that, like, you know, you go to sleep at night and you escape into your dreams to get away from all this. But then, you know, the world that he thought was going to be this bright, happy place is not what it seems. And it was part of that was also, I read the original novel and I was like, holy crap, that's much darker than anything you've ever seen from Disney or most interpretations of Peter Pan. So I kind of played off of that too. And this is essentially like a standalone sequel to the original novel, because I wanted to keep that. It actually plays off of the events that happen in the first novel versus anything that you've seen that kind of makes it a happy-go-lucky story, because really it's kind of a tragic story in the original.
I never read it, so how's it different? Like, what's the difference?
Well, first of all, Peter Pan is an awful human being.
Oh yeah,
for one.
Oh really?
He's completely selfish. He can't remember anything. He's self-absorbed. He doesn't actually like take care of the lost boys. He only really cares about himself, and he forgets people as soon as they walk away. Basically, he's on to the next thing. Like he's kind of he's just kind of careless, and he's not really a hero in that sense. So I kind of wrote that into this, where, you know, they're in the original novel, Hook does not get away at the end. The clock stops ticking in the croc and he's eaten by the crocodile. So it's like a vicious ending to that character, but I actually bring him back somehow, and you'll get to see all that play out, and you get like to see some of the stuff that happened in the original novel at the end to kind of lead into this. But then you get to see, you know, how he reemerges from the crocodile, and kind of, you know, you get to see how Peter Pan leaves the island, and you get to see what happens to the island because of that. And it's just a really fun new take on something that we're all kind of familiar with through various means, right? Through Disney and through everything else. But I just took and put a new kind of crazy dark spin on it. Something that it just came out of nowhere. I wasn't even working on this book in the middle of the pandemic. And then as soon as I had this idea, I wrote like the full 5-issue arc, and I just finished it up. So like the scripts are ready to go. We just need to fill in the art and get this sucker made. So we're trying to raise as much as we can, because the more we can raise now, the faster we can get on to issue 2 and just keep them coming out.
Nice, man.
Absolutely.
Very cool. I like the whole darker, because anything like, spoiler alert, if Disney made it into like a, you know, an award-winning, world-renowned animated movie, it was a really horrible story originally. It was never, most of those stories were never meant for kids. But it's crazy. But I think what's more important is we need to find out why Sarah hates Peter Pan and anything to do with Peter Pan.
I don't hate Peter Pan. I love Hook. I love that movie Hook, and it reminds me a little like with Robin Williams and who was Hook? God, its name.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, he was so good. I mean, he's like the best villain ever. But Caleb, I love it. I love the art on it. I love the like the little like the starry night look on the back. It's really, really beautiful. And I like that. I've always thought about why don't more people take like the first versions and run with that, because I didn't realize. So that's all public domain, like the actual novels it's adapted from.
Like Bari left it in public domain. He didn't want someone to own it. He wanted people to be able to do what they wanted to with the novel. So you can't like have the Disney version of characters on your stuff, obviously. But as long as you're playing off that original book, you kind of have free reign. So I was like, oh,
That's so
that's
cool.
appealing to me. I can do something interesting with these characters. So
Yeah, that's
kinda
really
run with it.
cool.
There's a lot of good stuff in public domain that people can make their own, or their own rendition of the story. There's so many things coming in there. Was Winnie the Pooh out? Winnie the Pooh public domain now?
Yes.
Is
It
he?
is, right? He's officially now, isn't he?
Yep.
Is Popeye in the public domain yet? I think he's supposed to be coming in soon.
Is he?
I think so.
Oh, I got to work on my new Popeye.
My new Popeye. Dark Popeye.
It's very dark.
What's the deal with Superman in the public domain and that people could use it? Like you could reprint the original Action Comics #1, I think, because that book's in the public domain now. I think the actual issue.
The issue's in public domain?
I think so. Somebody out there, maybe
somebody out there in Google land. Post it in the comments.
TJ might know.
TJ, look it up and put your bottle
know.
down. Stop drinking for once. That guy's crazy. He's always drunk, TJ.
Yeah, he is. He's got a problem.
I actually loved Hook. The movie Hook. Robin Williams was the goat pan.
Yeah.
That was a darker turn.
That was actually one of the inspirations for this too. Like the tone of it, I kind of wanted it to stay where it was like, it's like that PG-13 feel, like, but really anyone can watch it or read it and get a great enjoyment out of it. It's like, even now I go back, I watched Hook recently with my son. I'm like, man, that movie still holds up pretty well. Robin Williams is awesome. So,
well, you know what? I just got it on eBay on Laserdisc. What? Yes.
Yeah, we saw that in the movie.
I love Laserdisc.
I'll probably be doing a Hook homage cover for one of the variants for the later issues too. Just so you know. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I just saw Rufio from Hook's going to be at MegaCon. I was like, that's unexpected.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like,
my wife had a crush on him. I'm like,
yeah,
Rufio? Really?
Daddy did. She's like, oh my god, he's so cute, Rufio. And I'm like, shut up.
I just recently saw him on like a TikTok where he opens his like the checks you get from whatever films and stuff you've done,
right?
Royalty checks.
Yeah.
And he's like, this determines what you eat for dinner. I'm like, oh man, is that where your career's going, bro?
Oh no.
Damn.
It's just like Rufio.
Yeah, it's a hard life out there as an actor, It's like
it is. Yeah,
rough
you got a testament for all people like that, actors, geez, the thick skin that you have, because you're having people judge your art and your creativity who really can't do what you do. They have no creative, just from my Hollywood adventures and meeting these morons that I've met out there and stuff. And they're just like, it's so much nepotism. So many people's Uncle Bob got him a job and now this person's in power, and then they're judging you, and they could make or break your life. It's crazy.
That's horrible.
Politics.
Yeah.
I guess
this is not a milk carton. This is not a milk carton. This is water, Nile. Made me feel insecure about my water. It's like as big as my head. It's the only way I'll drink water. Flow. Here's an endorsement.
Sarah, you want some cookies? That's something you got to do now. We got to get him, Corky Romano, saying that.
Oh my god. Oh my. Corky Romano. Wow.
I was like, are you drinking milk? Is that a quart of milk? She's like, no, it's not water.
Yeah,
sorry.
Just trying to drink water. It's freaking hard to do, It's like, I go to the doctors and they're like, have you drank water? I'm like, no, maybe that's a good idea to start drinking some water. Maybe my pains would go away.
Water does help, people. Water helps.
Yeah.
It's essential.
Yeah, I have I haven't had a physical in I don't know how long. Jeez. So I got to go to doctor's tomorrow he's like, you need a physical. I'm like, sure. So I'm just waiting for that judgment to come, right?
You're gonna get that phone call.
The blood work.
The blood work. You're missing this. You're missing that. You're missing that.
Cholesterol's too high. It's for the birds. Yeah, sucks. Sorry, Billy. Keep us updated.
Look at you.
I get blood work. I told you I'm dying early. It's just happening.
No, don't you say it. We need you around.
That's why
So I
she's
gotta-
in Florida, because that's where you go to die. Remember?
Exactly. My mom and dad brought me when I was 5. They knew. They knew deep down what's going to happen.
Oh, jeez.
Her path has been laid before her.
Yeah, it's all
It's like
mapped
it's a
out.
really messed up Wizard of Oz type story.
Yeah. Maybe like putting some ideas in my head, Caleb. All these inspirations. That's so cool. So Caleb, when does this end?
It ends on the 22nd, so we still like 2 Tuesdays from now.
Nice.
Okay.
2 Tuesdays.
I'm gonna have to get a copy of this. It's like great. I love it.
Caleb is
Nice.
incredibly talented. Did you ever submit Nook to the Eisners?
I have not, but guess you'll be excited to know that it's found new life, because it'll be out on Source Point Press this summer. They're gonna release it as single issues and then release a trade too. But all new covers. I've been getting the covers in and they look awesome. But it'll be nice to see that get into more people's hands, and hopefully it'll get out there and we'll get issue 2 of this out shortly after people can get their hands on those books. So, but yeah, that was pretty exciting news to get that on a publisher so it can get out there, because I can only do so much, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what's your plan, if you don't mind me asking, with the Neverland, as far as, do you want to get that through a publisher as well after you get it through your crowdfunding sources?
Yeah, I've been putting feelers out, but mostly they want, especially with something like this, they want it to be more of like a complete package, right? So they want to have like all the stuff done. But I'm just going to keep going and getting them out there and keep doing the fun stuff of doing the variants and give everybody kind of some really cool art along the way. And
nice.
Just keep it rolling. Hopefully we can get all these out as fast as possible and get on to the next fun thing. But I really love this series and I'm really happy with how it's turning out. And I mean, if you've read Nook, you're gonna like this. It's very similar in tone, and it's just got that great art style that Marcelo has kind of nailed for my writing, and he's kind of gone to another level with it. I've been seeing the full page splash pages that he's got ready, and it's some 2-page spreads, and it's going to be a really pretty book. So
cool, man.
I'm excited.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it. I definitely backed it as well. This is out on, so you got 13 days to go, everyone, 136 backers, goal of 4,500, almost there. So if you can, back this book if you like it, you love it, if you're watching it live or recorded. But also, the best thing you guys can always do is share it on your social media. Share it on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter. If you're a fellow YouTuber and you're looking for a great guest, please reach out to Caleb. I'm sure he'll be happy to talk about his books, what he's creating, and especially the Neverland. And yeah, man, I'm excited for this. You've been telling me about it. We've talked about it for quite some time, and it's really cool to finally see it here. And just the excitement you've had the whole time. It was like definitely one of those things where you just like get something in your head and you just spit it out. And it's like it's ready to go, and you're behind it 100%. And man, I know this is going to be good. Flytrap was great too.
I'm obsessed with it, man. It's like these are the kind of stories I would watch over and over and over when I was a kid, and I was like, I want to give my son something fresh like that, and something that he can relate to, because it's like written as it's like in the pandemic era, right? So he's like going through this right now. He might not appreciate it right now, but when he grows up and comes back and looks at this, he's gonna say, yeah, like I've already told him, like, you're like the inspiration for this book, really. So
and he's like, oh, Papa,
he's like,
thank you.
That's great.
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you, Papa. I love that I inspired you.
Hey, now can we play his video?
Yeah.
I have a couple little teasers I put on there. I actually flip-flopped it around because I put the shorter one up there, but go ahead and
we'll give it
fire it up.
We'll give it a play. Oh, son of a gun. Keep talking. I forgot to put the volume on.
Caleb, what is that little, I'm intrigued by that little like demon fairy looking thing with hooves. What is that?
That's my dark version of Tinkerbell, basically.
That's great.
Yeah.
Does she have hooves? Am I seeing that right? Those like hooves, kind of.
Who's?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking right here?
No, her up the
Go up.
Oh, geez.
Her, look at it,
Yeah,
right?
there, yeah.
Very zombie looking. Like.
Yeah, I love it. She's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I keep telling people it's a fairy tale, but it's very dark. It's I when I told Marcelo about this idea, I was like, again, think of Guillermo del Toro. Think of that kind of dark fairy tale, right? Like I want those kind of characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he
Nailed
designed that stuff. Stan Yak did these versions here because that's on the variant cover, but he took the designs from Marcelo's design, and it's just he nailed it. He knows exactly what I want out of the style, and he always does more than I can even imagine. Usually when I get the pages back, I'm just like, I did not see it that way. But it's fantastic, and that's the best relationship you can have with an artist. So I'm excited to see the rest as they come in, because we're finishing up as the campaign goes, and I'm actually doing the lettering and stuff too this time. So
nice.
I taught myself how to do some stuff over the long hiatus of doing conventions and things. So
what conventions are you doing, Caleb?
I'm doing lots of smaller and mid-sized shows. Most stuff is close by, mainly because the bigger ones that are happening like in the fall, I'm going to have a new daughter around, so she's due in July 27th. So I'm like, I don't want to miss those first couple months. So but I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm doing Three Rivers Comic-Con in Pittsburgh. That's probably one of the bigger mid-sized shows that I'm doing. And then I'm doing a lot of Ohio small shows, Fantastic Con this weekend. And then there's a Cleveland Comic-Con that's just a real small show, but it's always good, great local people. So I'm just trying to keep plugging away and promoting this and all my other stuff. So you'll find me if you live around the Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania area, for sure. Like I'll probably be at the show. So keeping myself busy.
And those small shows are great too, because they're more intimate. So you get to talk to more people.
Yeah, you get the time to talk, and honestly, like usually there's only like a few people like me that are even selling their own books. So it's like you're not trying to get the attention away from the bigger names too, and then you just, it gives you a better chance to get those books in people's hands and get that following. So that's kind of, I'm just trying to grassroots build the following up even more, and then hopefully next year, since I'll have the Source Point books out and everything, I'll start doing a lot more of the medium to big size shows. So
nice. And you'll be posting it on your social media where you're attending.
Yeah, actually, you can go to villagecomicbooks.com. I have a whole schedule up there. You can hit like the show info of 2022, and there's a whole list of a calendar that will show where I am going to be. So
cool, man. Nice. Well, let's check out the campaign video. That's like some cool. Like I like the music, man.
The music's great.
I was going
It's-
for that
like-
nostalgia, man.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's like when you put on Legend of Zelda for the first time on like an NES, and it's just I love that.
Yeah,
You
that's
think of like Neverending Story, and it has that kind of like weird electro fantasy music to it. I was just like, I'm gonna throw in like that almost video gamey sound. I made another trailer that has like piano-y fantasy music too, but it's a little longer, and I was like, I'm just gonna make it short and sweet, give you a little like one of those quick teaser trailers to get you pulled in. Because honestly, like myself, when I look at Kickstarters, my first thing I do is I scroll down and I look at the art, because I don't, most of the time, I don't even hit the video button before I look at everything else. So I was like, I just want it to be short and sweet, get you into the book as fast as possible.
And there's only 1 hour, by the way.
I'm sorry.
There's only 1 hour left before Kickstarter goes into some maintenance, and they'll be down for 60 minutes. Just so everyone, that's what this banner here is.
Oh, geez. Hey, Caleb, where did you get, like, we have a lot of people that watches the show, if you know, that crowdfund their own books and stuff. You know, they do their own Indiegogos, their own Kickstarters. Where did you get the music from?
I find there's different sources online that you can just pay for the rights of music. I forget exactly which website that was, but you know, I look for public, either they'll have like free license or you can pay a cheap cost to pick up the license. I think this was just some artist that does mainly only like MIDI and 8-bit audio. So I was like, you know, trying to find some cool fantasy one in there, grabbed a bunch of different ones. They were only like $5 or $6 a piece, and then I made whatever worked the best for what I wanted to put together. And I just build the videos myself usually. I came from a film background, so I kind of feel like I know how to make a trailer, so I just go with it.
It's very poetic, Caleb, I have to say. Like, I love that like dark kind of poetry. It was simple and to the point. I resonate with that. That's a really good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, well done, brother. Well done.
Well done,
as
indeed.
always.
Yes, looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun read. We'll have to do a review on it. Don't disappoint me, Caleb. Don't disappoint me.
The only disappointment is that you're gonna want more. That's
right.
Well,
wait, how many issues? Yeah. Wait, what's the story arc? How many issues are we looking at here?
It's gonna be 5 issues.
5 issues. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's 5 campaigns we're looking at.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, now let's dive into a little bit of the world of Frazetta. Sara Frazetta. What is new with you?
Well, we announced our Death Dealer comics, which I'm really excited about. That's through Incendium, their publishing branch, Opus, and Frazetta Girls. So the response, I freaking love that cover so much. And the response, that one's Gabrielle Del Auto. Saying the name. Yeah, that one's just insane. God, I better get the freaking covers right. Sorry, artist.
Delgado, right? Is that Delgado?
Yeah. And then we have one by Dan how do you say
Panosian?
Dan Panosian.
Yeah, Urban Barbarian. Yeah, I call people by their handles, you know. And then Bill Sienkiewicz actually just leaked his cover. He just
I tried to get him to and like just to post. I'm like, Bill Sienkiewicz, you should join us.
I saw that, Nile. That was good. Yeah, so I just love the story. You know, I've read Glenn Danzig's version, his take of Death Dealer. Actually, I read it for the first time the other day. It was holy crap, the violence in it. I mean, it's an exciting read, but it's, you know, there's not a lot of heart, and that's what I wanted to bring into Frazetta universe, is like heart, because my grandpa he was such a passionate person, and he shows in his artwork, and I just want that to really go through and have like a solid story and characters that you actually care about. So I think we got really lucky with the team that we're building with. Mitch Iverson wrote it, and he's just freaking awesome. But yeah, they took a little bit of like the direction I wanted to go with, but they're the they're the experts. They're the, you know, the true creators. So I was very just like hopeful that our visions would all align, and they did. So they're coming to the stores May 4th. So.
Oh, wow.
You can pre-order them now, though. You can get the codes through Diamond. You can order them in your local comic shops. There's an exclusive on Incendium's website. So but like I said, it's a solid story. The covers are gorgeous, but the story. And then we're going to have retail exclusives so people can do their own variants. And it's incredible to see Frazetta back into comics again. It's like so long overdue. And
that's Bill Sienkiewicz's cover right there.
Awesome.
Stunning. It's stunning. Awesome. Now, is this a mini series?
I mean, can't tell you how many issues we're doing at first, but this is like a long-term vision. So we're just going to go, as long as we can and really build up the Frazetta universe with characters that belong to my grandpa this time. Cause you know,
very cool.
I remember, did you see like the ones that came out and there was like Cain on it and it's like Dark Kingdom and it's like, no, that's Cain. So just respecting IP and making it more just Frazetta's IP. And so
I think that's awesome that's coming back, and the way you guys are putting it together. And I mean, you know, all the preview covers that have come out and things look amazing. I mean, they're just doing justice to what, you know, your grandfather created, the legacy you guys are continuing. Now I'd love to know, like, how does the production of this work now? Are you contributing with writing, editor on it? What are you guys doing as part of the production to bring these books back onto the comic book shelves?
I mean, I don't know what my actual formal credits are. I just know it's in partner with Frazetta Girls, but Denton Tipton is the editor with Lexi Leon. Mitch Iverson's the writer. But, you know, it's just been such a collaborative process where we go back and forth and kind of feed off each other. Like where do we want to see this going? But these guys are like 36 years old, around that age. And they just have that, you know, new vision. And it's like just solid. I mean, I can't. Hi. But yeah, it's just like, it's fun. It's fantasy, it's adventure. It's like I said, a lot of heart in it. It's like a lot of action. So it's all those elements that you want to get like really invested into a story, into a universe. And that's what we want to build. So now Frazetta finally isn't going to just be like, you know, ripped off by every other Hollywood production. It's like, we want to get into like an official Frazetta universe, not just, I don't know, like King Arthur. Great. I think there was like a Death Dealer in King Arthur, I'm pretty sure. Or was it King Arthur? I don't know. But a lot of the movies you'll see Death Dealer and it's like, oh, there's Frazetta's Death Dealer. But it's been a long time coming and we're excited. It's finally here.
So in the King Arthur movie, they had like a Death Dealer in there?
I'm pretty sure. I think
on the horse, like in the same, like sort of
well,
like.
It's been the model for like so many different, you know, characters that they're almost identical.
Yeah, it is. That's the movie. Because I just remember like when fans would go see it, they're like, "Do you know your grandfather's Death Dealer is in it?" I'm like,
"Well, your grandmother would have got pissed at that."
Oh yeah.
She would have lost her mind. She would have lost her shit.
She would have lost her mind, but you know, my grandma really didn't sue very often. She just talked about suing, but she didn't actually ever like pull the trigger. So, because that's like, you know, a headache.
Yeah. So how did a deal like this come about?
The what?
How did this come about? Did they approach you? Did you like, you know, how did you guys how did we get a Death Dealer comic?
This has been like freaking 10 years in the making, Billy, since me and you met, really. Like I have been putting it, just chirping in everyone's ears, like, come on, let's like make something. We have to, the art's going to last forever. We don't, Frazetta doesn't need anything else to stand the test of time. He's a legend, but I just want to keep expanding it into the new generations and get the new kids involved with what better comics. And that's what my vision was always, to get it into comics. And it's just been an uphill battle because, with, you know, I've talked about it before, the family dynamic and disagreements, and then publishers strong-holding our throats saying this is my property when in fact it wasn't, and then going to publishers saying that you don't really have anything, and everyone basically saying no, 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 no. And then finally Lexi kind of just like appeared, and I almost deleted his email. I was like, I didn't even like, I was like in one of those moods that day where I was just kind of like, and I'm going through like emails and I almost put it into the trash. And then I like reread it again. I'm like, wow, like this person came to us with such a thoughtful, like idea of like where this could go, and everything was so laid out with like an actual vision where I'm like, okay, this isn't going to just be talk, this is actually going to be action. There's the difference. And Joey, my guy who I've been with for 13 years, who's the other Frazetta girl, but just our company.
I think he's the cutest one.
He's the cutest, but Joey's really good at just kind of like kind of detecting bullshit, he right away was like, this guy's solid. And we just have been working now for a few years at this. And I mean, everything that Lexi says he's going to do, he does it, but like he delivers like tenfold, where you're like, this guy cares, like he really cares. And I mean, he just with his he's passionate, and I don't think he sleeps. I don't think he's a person. Sorry, Lexi. I'm like,
now, where's Lexi out of? Where are they out of?
He's in the UK.
Okay.
So and he spends his time in California, but he's working with like Evanescence, Disturbed, like big, and he did like the whole like creative part of the Iron Maiden tour. Like he's a genius. He really is. Like I can't like emphasize that enough, but just to have someone who could work with us and say, okay, I understand like your current obstacles that we have to get over to get through this. And he was the one person that was willing to take the risks with us and say, what's the worst that could happen? Let's just move forward. And no one else believed in us. I mean, it was just, no, we don't want to touch that. It's too sticky, or no, this is not concrete enough. And it was just, I'm telling you, like, that's why when I hear like inspirational stories, I'm like, it's true. You just can't give up. You can't take no. You have to keep like pushing and being like stupidly optimistic, where you're just like, it's going to happen one day. So that's how we got here, is just being so optimistic about it and never giving up the dream.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that, because I mean,
it sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing, and to know that there's that type of passion behind it makes it that much more attractive to like really get your hands on and read, and to have the Death Dealer back in his own series. And there's just so much garbage out there in comics right now. I hate to say it. There's just so much stuff getting printed that's just not enjoyable to read, that it's nice to get something old but new in, you know what I'm saying? And then seeing what the twist is going to be on it, because with that creative mind that's worked on everything that you just described, I mean, this is like perfect. It's perfect for him.
It really is. And Mitch too. Mitch wrote for Dota Dragon's Blood on Netflix and the Voltron series. So his same, like very, very much so aligned with Lexi, where they just work like a perfect team. Like they really, I think they have like that like psychic connection, they're just people that they really vibe together. But it's like you, Caleb, it's just like the nostalgia. Like it's exciting. It's
if you find the right artist and writer to work together, it's like a magic thing, right? Like you really get something special. And if you can find that combination, and it looks like you did, so this is it sounds exciting. For sure.
But I mean, and look at the art that's being I mean, you've got some of the best names on these covers too. I mean, I think there was some like previews in Screen Rant, Nile, if you want to pull that up. Let me see if I can find that. I think it's just Frazetta Screen Rant, and then you can see some of the interior by Stefano Martino. He did a freaking, I mean, I didn't think it was possible, to be honest. I was like, how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna draw this? Let me see. I think it was published February 18th. Let me see if this one has the interior. Yeah, there's a few interiors. I think there's an animal fighting outside of my window right now, and I can't figure out what it is. You're hearing Billy wrestling his puppy, trying to get him upstairs. Get her upstairs. Here we go. Let's check this out. I found it. Where did Billy go? Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Take his arthritis medication? All right. So here's the Screen Rant. And I'll add this into the actually I'm just gonna copy and paste this if anyone wants to take a look at it. I'm gonna throw it right into the chat. Boom. There you go. So yeah, it's actually showing some more color. I mean, but this is just incredible.
Yeah, Simone Bianchi. I actually really like that horse with the teeth.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. It's different.
Nice.
It is. Yeah, that is awesome.
And of course, we'll have Frank Frazetta covers. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just, I love this right here.
I love that one too. It's so iconic.
It's incredible. And then some of the interior work. Here we go. Nice. Look at that.
Yeah, the teasers are fun because it's like, what is that? Like, what
Yeah.
is this? What is this alluding to? Yeah. Oh, Asha! Everybody stop!
There's Asha World.
Sorry,
Oh, go to Asha. This is the most. Oh my God, she's huge, Billy.
She's huge.
She is.
Is that Debbie petting with the arm?
Sailor World. Oh.
Holy crap.
Billy, she's big. She's a big
She's only
girl.
11 weeks old. Well, she'll be 12 weeks old tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Oh
my gosh, she's a big girl. She's gonna be huge, bro. You're gonna be able to ride her.
I know. She's a little puppy.
Like a dire wolf.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Yeah. You can take her hunting with you.
Yeah, she'll be looking for deer. So
look at that floof.
There's
She's
Asha.
so cute. Asha, you're so pretty.
Okay.
Is she sleeping through the night, Billy?
Right, thanks. Thanks, buddy. Just put her in a cage, in the pen.
Oh no! Don't lock.
Just tie her up on the tree, boy.
Put her back in the hole.
She made her presence known.
Tie her to the tree, boy. That's funny. Billy, thank you for getting her. What a cutie! You just missed it. There was like some animal fight in my backyard, and now I'm like,
Well, with your dog, your shepherd's gorgeous too.
Oh, I was just telling before you came on. I'm getting a new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bruce needs a friend. We have a lab, Josie, but she's like 12 and she's, she sleeps 90% of the day. And then they might have like an interaction with like a bone, but Bruce just looks at me like, Mom, get me a brother. I'm dying here. Because he follows me with a ball all day. I'm like, Bruce, I'm trying to work. Get away from me. But the German shepherds and the Shilohs, they just need that attention,
Oh yeah, and she's a little baby shark. I don't know if yours was when he was little, but she just.
Oh yeah.
No, she's awesome. She's fantastic. Love her so much. And I'm like, oh, because I was supposed to bring her up the last couple of shows. But she's been sleeping. She goes to bed. She's a puppy. She had puppy kindergarten today. Her first one. So we do the puppy kindergarten. Then she'll go. We got a family training session on Saturday. And then she goes to a real trainer. Well, she's too young for the real trainer. She's got to be 9 months old. And then we bring her to this guy, Don Sterling, I think his name is. And he's.
Oh, Don. Great guy.
Yeah. Great guy. So.
Does he know Bruce?
Bruce Sterling?
No, Bruce the Shepherd. Jeez.
My Bruce.
Oh.
I love that his name's Bruce. I just love when like people have when their like pets' names are like normal names. Like my last dog was Bear because he looked like a bear, so his name was Bear. But it's like, what if I named him Tyler? And I was like, Tyler, put the bone down. Like people would question if I was yelling at a young boy or if it's my dog.
Yeah, like
I do that.
Howard.
But that is funny. Like in the backyard, I'm like, Bruce, get your ass over here. And they're like, this is an insane person that lives in our neighborhood yelling at Bruce like this. And we're thinking of the new one, we might name him like Henry or something. Yeah. So we'll be like Henry and Bruce, like really crazy.
You call like
his name's Brad. Brad, get in.
Brad,
shit on the floor again.
Well, we're gonna breed her.
Living with them keeps crapping on the floor.
Yeah. We're gonna breed her at least once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I should wait for those puppies.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk.
Okay, we'll talk.
And then she looks just like her father. And if you saw that picture I posted, I think on Facebook, her dad, how black he is. She looks exactly like her father when she was a puppy. So hopefully she'll look like that. And
wait, now's the time to ask you, Billy. You said that Shilohs came from us. Now, Nile said this. You said the Shilohs were the shepherds before the German shepherds?
No, what German shepherds look like 100 years ago is a Shiloh. The American Kennel Club really did damage to the German shepherd breed. If you see a lot of how sloped they are,
yes,
with their a lot of hip problems, thankfully they're starting to get rid of that again.
Yeah.
But Shilohs really, shepherds really should be like that. They were originally like that. They weren't canted.
Okay. So
and that's the American Kennel Club did. So this woman, they were champion breeders before World War II in Germany. After the war, they moved here, and they wanted to breed German Shepherds to be back the way they were in Germany, how they looked. Like if you look at Rin Tin Tin, and that's what, close to, that's 100 years
ago. Rin Tin Tin, that dog wasn't Shepherd.
Yeah, he's a German Shepherd.
And Rin Tin Tin?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking like it's a white fluffy dog?
I don't know.
I gotta Google it.
But he's not. Rin Tin Tin was not.
Oh, I told Sarah, I was like, it's like what German Shepherds used to look like. And she looked up and she's like, no, you're stupid.
Stars of the silent ears.
Come on. That's not right, Nile. You're stupid. And I was like, what? It's like, Sarah, jeez.
No, but my German Shepherd actually doesn't have the flat back, or the slope back. He has more of the flat back because the breeder was importing them all from Europe, and they were like the European German Shepherds. So he has decent hips. They're not great, all the Shepherds. They kind of, I don't know.
Seems like a lot of breeds now have a lot of hip issues.
Yeah, maybe the stairs.
Them too much. That's the problem.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's the overbreeding. Money.
I'm going to share my screen and you'll see it. And I know Caleb's like, well, I don't really care about Rin Tin.
He's like, fuck Rin Tin Tin.
Rin Tin Tin.
We have an investigation.
Let's see.
Shut up, TJ. Rin Tin Tin was not a white fluffy dog.
There's Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking of the cartoon.
On this one,
is that flat back?
Yes, he's back.
Yeah.
Did that get bigger? No, it didn't get bigger. Son of a gun.
You want me to make it bigger?
No, I can close it out and redo it. Hang on. But we got as Sarah, you'll tell you get shepherd brain, and then you're just like all into the.
Those are my babies, It's like it's really bad.
See? So that's Rin Tin Tin, short haired, But look at his back, and how long he is, and how high he is, how long his legs are. That's how shepherds work.
Right.
So
yeah. The woman I get mine from, she's like super into like the original German Shepherd and hates everyone that breeds them like the new, like you said, American kennel standard way. Mm-hmm. She can't stand it because, like you said, what do they do? Like they only live till like 9 because of their hips.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Yep, and it's heartbreaking when that happens. So we also were looking at the Blue Bay Shepherds. Have you seen them? They're down in Florida. Oh my God.
Yep. They look more like wolves.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, I was looking at those puppies today. She just had a bunch of litter. We probably follow the same breeder.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I know.
I want all of them.
Yeah,
I don't care about
Florida,
my house.
Right?
Yeah, they're on the East Coast. Yep.
So we'll keep one of her sons, and then probably breed him if he's breed quality. But I want to name him Mauser. Scholar.
Mauser?
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one?
It's like Bowser, like a Pokemon.
Mauser, like the rifle,
But the Pokemon Bowser, right? Bowser, the Pokemon.
Oh, Bowser from Sha-Na-Na?
Oh, no, Pokemon.
Bowser from Sha-Na-Na.
Why would
Pokemon,
isn't Bowser from Mario?
Oh, I think you're right.
Bowser.
Okay. I give up.
So young.
I think.
Are we though?
Niall, you're just smarter than I am. But I'm going to take your word for everything.
I didn't know about this dog.
He is a man. Sorry.
It is Mario. He is a man. That's funny, Billy. I'll go with it.
I'm like this.
I don't. Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. Joey's definitely smarter than I am, so I give him, and I'm like, yeah, it's something, I don't know. We're too. It's just that I don't want to dig myself into a hole right now.
About that stuff.
No, but I think it's just because we're so emotional, like feeling all the time. So then maybe like the logical side, for me at least, I'm only speaking for myself, not women in general, but just myself. Like I'm so emotional that the logic sometimes, isn't quite there.
What's your birthday?
My birthday is October 11th.
All right, so you're a Scorpio, right?
Libra.
You're Libra, and then what is he?
He's a December 4th. He's a Sagittarius.
Oh, so what are those signs like? Well, Libra's supposed to be even balance, right?
Yeah, but you can never balance the scales of the Libra. That's like the irony of it. We're always like, but guys, we could dedicate a whole show to this, talking about birth charts. Like we could get really into this because because you can go into like, okay, it's because your sun sign, you're asking me about the sun sign. So that's like my personality. But then when you get to know me, you learn more of my moon sign, which is emotions and how you really feel about people, you know? And then you go into your Mars, your rising, and it's all Venus. Like it's all like, there's so many different aspects to us. So you could be like, oh, I'm a Leo, but I don't really identify with all of that. And that could be because your birth chart has like all water signs. So you're like inside like this emotionally turmoil, like deep, sensitive person, but on the outside you come off as like this like really confident person. So this is like it goes deep.
Hey, well, let me ask you, how do you know what someone's other signs are? Because we should have this foursome
if
here.
you look at their shirt and look at their back, it's all listed there, Billy.
Nice.
Niall, you're a Capricorn, right? You're January. Now,
December 30th, so I'm on that line. Yeah.
Now the earth signs don't really believe in astrology, and it's a constant because now the earth signs are a little bit more logical. So it's like, well, this doesn't make sense. It's not scientific, and you're completely full of shit. But when I start breaking it down, Niall, you'd kind of be like, how do you know this about me? Like if I gave you like a birth chart reading, you'd be like, all right, are you a witch? Like I scare the earth signs a little bit, like the Virgos, they never believe in it. Then I'll be like, okay, you're this, and we'll go for an hour. And they look at me like, they like never talk to me again because it's like it frightens them. But there's something to
She's
it.
like, Niall, you are a horrible person. All right, next, Billy, let's go.
No, I love it. No, Niall, and you're Capricorn's very hardworking, very determined, very hardworking. They get, you get things done. There's a lot of, and you have like a cynical sense of humor. Usually, the Capricorns are pretty. They have a darker.
Niall's not cynical at all.
Yeah, no.
Caleb, what are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
He's a good time, Billy. That's what he is.
Wow. Because what I've read and what people would tell you, all the books say, is that there are two types of zodiac people. There are Leos, and everyone else wishes they were Leos.
It's true, Billy. You're not wrong. If I could pick any sign, but no, and I'm the Leo's hype person, saying you guys are the best. So I mean,
all right. So can we do a new show where we have, and maybe we bring a guest on?
So we bring megastar creators on, and we'll give them their birth charts.
and we'll have and I'll just got to drink a bottle of wine during the show, or something.
All we'll do is we'll just stay up here, Billy, and then we'll have Sarah down here and our guest down there, and we'll just get drunk while she does it. We'll be like, shit, he's a dick.
No, listen. So the thing is, you can break it down very simplistically. Everything is in seasons, so we're all born into certain seasons. And I think we just have like a little bit of a blueprint just from the season we're born into. Now, I could take my theory and go to the other side of the world and be completely wrong with all of this. But from what I personally know, being here in my perception, my reality, I've been pretty right about it, which is kind of crazy. Not always, but so yeah, if you guys want to do a show ever, let me know.
Sarah, would you consider us do this show? And again, we have a victim where Caleb is, right? And we bring comic book creators on, and we'll bring actors on and people like that. And we'll just say, we got to drink though.
Yeah. I'll bring a crystal ball and everything, and I'll pull like the tarot.
And they'll tell you they have to know the day, the year, and the time they were born, say, right?
Yeah,
and maybe you can help them just go into this stuff. What do we call it, Scala?
I don't know, but I'm wondering if I'm filled with emotional fluid right now.
Zodiac.
Billy, I'm gonna do yours, Billy, after but you just have to tell me really quick where you were born. Can you can tell me that?
Where?
Right?
Yeah, I was born in West Islip, New York, on Long Island, in a hospital.
Okay, I'm just gonna go.
Oh, you were born in a hospital? I wish I was born in a hospital.
Yeah.
In a hospital. Billy, do you know exactly what time you were born?
Yeah, I think I can call my mother, but I think I was born at 12:30.
Hold on, Billy's calling his mom. Hey, Mom.
11:30 or 12:30 in the afternoon. I think I was.
She's in another room. She's been there for 6 months.
She's like, don't let that witch give you your information.
Hang on.
Call Yaya.
I'm gonna call my mother.
Why are you fucking calling me so late, Billy?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, and Billy, you were August what?
August 13th, 1966.
Are you calling her?
Hey, Ma, how you doing? All right, Bill. I got a question to ask you. What time was I born?
Jasper Plan 9 super chat. Sarah, I won't.
Let me think. I think it was in the morning. Bill, you're talking 50 years ago. Jesus Christ, I forgot what I ate yesterday. Why? What are you doing?
I'm trying to find out what time I was born. So yeah, because I'm gonna look at my chart and see all about that zodiac stuff.
It's witchcraft, Mama.
I think
Witchcraft.
it was in the morning, but I'm not sure.
Why are you sure? What kind of mother are you?
You're talking 50 years ago. What the hell do you want from my life? I don't know.
Was it maybe 11?
He's
I'm
great.
trying to think. You said 11:30 in the morning. Could that sound right?
That sounds about
I
right.
love this.
Yeah, something like
It's like a
that.
Goodfellas or
I'm pretty
Sopranos
sure it was in the
scene.
morning,
Awesome.
All right.
Summertime, yeah, and I think it was about that time, right?
All right, Sarah. Does it matter if it's exact hour or is the morning okay?
That's fine. We might
Okay.
just not know you're rising. That's okay.
I'm talking to my. I'm talking to my. Remember Frank Frazetta?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking to his granddaughter right now. I don't know if you've ever met her.
What does she do?
She's taken over his whole empire, and they're making books, and they opened a museum in St. Pete. Right? It's in St. Pete,
really?
Tampa.
Boca Grande, close enough. It's close
Yeah,
enough.
Boca Grande. Boca Grande is.
See her museum to come down.
Yes, we will.
Really?
Yep. All right, Ma. I will.
All right, go to bed. What the hell are you doing? I don't know, Bill. You're always doing something. I'm going to tell you that I was going to give you a call in a day or two. Wait for this gallbladder thing because
I love this. This is just.
She said, if it's not bothering you, she says, I wouldn't even.
I love this.
She says, your age and everything else, she says, it's ridiculous. They told me I have a big stone in my gallbladder. I don't feel nothing. I don't feel no pain. I don't feel nothing. And Teresa's done, she's a tech, licensed tech. And she says, yeah, I've seen many of those things. She says, and with people and everything else, they got to go in. They say, no, it's not surgery. But they still got to make holes in you and stick a scope in there and try and break the stones up. I'm not going for it.
All right. And Doxy, Mom. All right, yeah. Saga po, Kalinita. Bye.
Good night.
Oh my God.
Can we have a phone
No,
call?
I'm not part Greek. I'm 3% Macedonian, but I can speak Greek.
Billy, we need to do every show. We need to end it with a phone call with your mom. She's gonna do that. She's gonna just go off of next thing on top of her head. She'll be like,
good.
I got a pound of ham from the deli and it smells funny. So I went back and then they gave me 2 pounds. I'm like, what am I gonna do with 2
She's
pounds
84
of
years
ham?
old. She still drives. She's just like
Good for her.
Billy, my mom's the
She's
same
got her own
way.
condo.
Your mom's 84
That's
years old.
like, and I got gallbladder stones. What the hell is that?
Not listening to those doctors. Yeah.
So my
Leave them in there. They're not bothering anyone.
My niece is a tech, sonogram tech.
Oh my God, your mother is amazing, Billy.
I can't even remember what I ate yesterday.
Yeah, what are you asking me that for?
Yeah. The great Renzini says, I remember flying from Megan home and I got on the plane and sat in the middle seat with Billy and his mom, and my mother said I got fat. What the hell's the matter with you?
Oh, Billy. You definitely have to bring her on as a guest. Like,
that's Marie. Yeah, we got it.
You're on the cusp, so you're a little bit more like you have a little bit of Leo in you.
So close to being a Leo, right?
Jasper, you got a little Leo in you, bro.
So sad.
That's the last day of Cancer.
You're this close to being a Leo. It's like Scala was this close to being a New Year's baby.
Now, fun fact, a lot of the most famous comedians happen to be Cancers and Virgos. I don't know why, but they just happen to be very, very funny. But Cancers usually, I mean, maybe you know this about yourself because I don't know you and know what you do or do not know, but Cancers tend to like to be at home because you're the crab and you don't like to leave your environment. So that's that. Miss Cleo. I'm gonna get a hat for next time and like a little crystal ball. Lay out my tarot cards.
They're talking like an accent. Just make one up.
Yeah. And my black cat, I'll get her like forever. It'll be great. This whole thing.
All right, I know we're deviating from talking about the museum and everything too, and that we. And totally
Billy,
got off subject. Sorry.
No, I'm gonna give you your whole reading after, and then next time we come on the show, you can tell me what you think of it when we talk in the DMs.
All right. Well, Sarah Ann, tell us about the museum.
The museum has been freaking great. I mean, to see the originals out again and to see all the fans coming and like we've had people crying. I mean, it's just like it's such a different experience to see the original art in person because you can't get that from like the prints or anything that we do, and just to see like the oil on the masonite, and it was really, really great. We're not having it open that long, just because it's kind of like my mom's schedule. My mom's a lot like your mom, Billy. we can get my mom as a guest of honor too. You never know. Like as soon as you pick up the phone, she just starts going. But anyway,
we gotta do that then.
It would be funny. I mean, I'd almost be scared though of what she could possibly say.
I dig your mom, so
she's great. But it was funny in the museum because we just like we were ourselves, and there was like some combating, but we wanted it to be like an environment where we like brought you into our home, and that's because like my grandparents were very you spent time with them, Billy. They were very hospitable and make you food and your coffee and make sure you just feel like you're at home. So we had people stay like an hour. Sometimes someone stayed 6 hours. They didn't want to leave, and that's okay. But we had it all set up like that, so it could be very accommodating. But I'm talking to a few museums right now because I'm hoping to get the actual collection on tour. So because I would like it to go. Yeah, like I mean, traveling sucks. It's just like so. And Boca Grande's kind of like an odd place, just like East Stroudsburg. Like it's kind of a drive. So I'd like to get it to like major cities where people can just go and check it out. And so we're in talks. I'm hoping by like the fall something concrete happens.
Have you? They used to be in the first time I ever saw Frazetta. It was at the there's the Illustration House in New York City.
And Society of Illustrators.
There was an illustration gallery, not the Society of Illustrators.
Oh no.
A beautiful gallery. Now I'll find out about it.
Okay.
And
was it Alexander Gallery?
In
95? So. No. Okay.
No.
Is there another museum?
But that's what you have to do is hit a place like that. Now, have you spoken to the Society of Illustrators or anything like that about having it there, have an exhibit there? That place is gorgeous.
Yeah, a couple of people have brought that up, and that's definitely an option. I mean, it's
you get to hang out with all your New York family.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to talk to them for sure. I think that would be really, really great. My Uncle Billy's actually thinking about, how my Uncle Billy got the downtown building where the first museum was. So there was 3 museums total. So the first museum was in downtown East Stroudsburg. That was opened in 83. Then they moved it down to Florida, the whole collection in 95. Then my grandpa had a stroke in 96. So they moved back up to Pennsylvania. And then they opened that the final museum location on the property in 2001, I believe. But my Uncle Billy, after my grandpa passed away, he inherited that downtown building where he has his costume shop, and he's thinking of reopening that location with his collection. So then there'd be 2 museums in Pennsylvania, which would be really cool. And then obviously, I think you guys I talked about this before, but Robert Rodriguez, he owns like 11 oils now. And I know his collection keeps getting bigger and bigger. And, when he's not doing things like, epic things like working with Jon Favreau on Star Wars, that's when he'll probably get it touring again, or at least like have like the public come and see his exhibit. But right now, I guess what he's doing is having like the directors and the producers and the cast come see his collection. And so he's always still showing it off, which is really cool. And then George Lucas owns like 8 originals, and he'll have his narrative art museum in LA. I believe they're said it's going to be like 2024 now when it opens because of COVID. Slowed everything down.
You should look into, if you haven't already, forgive me if you have, the San Diego Comic-Con has their new museum.
That would be
huge.
That would be huge.
Oh, that'd be huge. Yeah.
Do it at the week of the convention, like the weekend before the convention, or even during that. Well, you have the Eisners. It might be tough to do, but you have the weekend before or something. And
that would be
it would be
cool.
Huge.
Yeah, New York and California, like it has to go there. Just has to. That's where everyone is. Like all the Frazetta fans are like, please bring it out west for the love of God. So yeah, well, I'll definitely talk to them. We're gonna make it happen. And my mom's like game for it. So I'm like, you know, bless her. It's her art, so I have to respect her. I'm like, okay, Mama, whatever you say.
But we got to get her on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God bless. Bring Mom on. Hey, actually, really, it will be. I have to tell you, my mom and I actually just worked on a comic cover together. We're doing a variant for Red Sonja and through Black Flag, and yeah, that was talk about a fun time working together. She kept erasing my face, and I'm like, "You do the wolf, I do the girl. Get away!" And then I'd come over, and she was like talking to people in the museum and just erasing, and I'm looking at her going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then she's like, she's like, "You don't have the face on right," in front of the like,
at the museum with people around.
I was gonna kill her.
So hard on it.
I was gonna kill her. And then I'd go in, but I'd do the same thing. I'd take the art home at night, and I was like erasing the wolf, and I'd bring it in the next day. She's like, "What'd you do to my wolf?" So it was like it was really funny working together, but we did it. It's done.
When do you guys debut that? Because we have to have that on the show when it's ready to show. And
MegaCon. I don't know if she'll be at MegaCon, but we're gonna debut it at MegaCon. And it was, I mean, the stories behind it were, man, what a trial. And I said to her, because I'll send her my art, and she's like, "Oh, the nose," and I'm like, "Can you just say something positive before you just go with the negative?" I'm like, I know it sucks, Mom, but just, and then she'll send me something, and now I'm like, "You know, Mom, I don't like this about it." And she's like, "I don't like this honesty." I'm like, "Oh, it's one way." So yeah, we're evolving and getting thicker skin with each other.
I just like the back and forth erasing.
Well, we were going to put a hole in the paper. I'm like, "Mom, if we erase this one more time, there is going to be an actual hole in the paper." And I'm like, "And then we're going to have to start over again." And I'm like, we can't do this. We have a deadline. So it was challenging, but yay.
This is amazing.
I like this. This is good stuff. Note to self.
Note to self. Note to self.
You know, you never know this, like, because such family stuff that goes on in every family, no matter who you are. You know.
Oh my God, yeah, family. I love my mom though. She's definitely my best friend. If she wasn't my mom, like 100%, she'd be like the coolest person I know. But sometimes because she's my mom, I'm just like, you know how it goes, Billy. Yeah. You have a strong personality, mother too.
And what is she? What's her sign?
My mom's a Sagittarius.
So you guys should get along though, right?
Yeah, but it's interesting. I didn't find someone that was like my father. You know how like people tend to do that. They'll go with like someone that's like their dad. I went with someone who's like my mother. So then I have both of them telling me what I don't want to hear. And I'm just like, you both are the same. So yeah, I picked my mother in male version. It's fun. Very strong opinions.
That is great.
Crazy. That's funny, man. I like that.
That's awesome shit, man.
I just picture someone like turning their head and quickly like erasing the other one's like F you.
Well, she's just like, it just wasn't good. And I'm like, well, that's subjective. I'm like, this is art.
This is art. Yeah.
That's in front of people that are at the museum looking at, you know.
Oh yeah. She was throwing me under the bus in all kinds of ways. And I just look at her and be like, "We're gonna have a talk after today." I'm like, I don't know what's going on with you, but we're gonna have a talk. And then, you know, vice versa. And she'd be like yelling at me when she's like, "Sarah, I don't know how to get my Venmo to work. Come here." And I'm like in the middle of a tour. And I'm like, okay, this is professional. Sorry. But what's fun about it is like, you know, we don't have to put on an act. You know, my grandparents didn't put on an act. They were just themselves. And that's what makes it fun, when people can just be real. Like, what is this? Like, what is this, like trying to be like this, like puppet of professional? What does that even mean? You know? So yeah. Whatever. People seem to like it. They said it was fun. So just keep going with that.
Cool. And you guys have the site up so they can come and purchase things and everything as well.
Oh yeah. Frazetta Girls, FrazettaGirls.com. We have a big Vampirella drop coming on the 16th, so that will be exciting. We're working with Dynamite to make this happen.
Yes.
Because we don't want to. Yeah, our inventory right now is complete. Like, it's just not good right now. we're in the transition phase. Oh yeah, that Tool, that was fun. We did a Tool. Adam Jones from Tool, he's a huge fan of my grandfather's, and he licensed 2 images to use on the posters and shirts. So they had those exclusively at the concerts.
That's cool. I love Tool.
I love Tool too. I mean, they have some like really iconic songs that will go down in history as like best songs ever.
That's awesome. And they're nice guys.
Yeah, Adam's
pals around with everybody.
No, Adam's like, he's a really good artist, and his wife is too. Like they're really, really into art. Like it's really cool. Like it's when I see those people that are so like they have so many things. They're just creative beings. Like my grandpa. I actually, sorry, I don't want to ramble, but I actually talked to Angelo Torres the other day. Angelo Torres, my grandpa's like old friend, comic artist. He's in his 90s now.
Okay.
And he was telling me a story, like speaking of people, how they're, creative in all outlets. He said that at my grandpa and grandpa's wedding, my grandpa sang to the whole crowd and my grandma. He sang Frank Sinatra, and he said he sounded just like him. And he's like, your grandpa could have been a movie star. He could have been a famous singer. And I'm just like, screw you, grandpa. Like, why are you such a legend? Like, why didn't this like trickle down? Like, what the hell? He was athletic. He could freaking paint like an insane person. He
built a warship with his hands.
God. I don't know. He wasn't that handy. Maybe that's one thing he wasn't. Maybe that's one thing he wasn't good at, fixing things around the house. But anything that came to like just like creativity with like acting or he could have done any of it. Freaking man.
That's awesome.
So
cool. That in a nutshell, Caleb Thusat is Frank Frazetta.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree. I'll tell you that, honey.
With the athleticism, it's fallen really far from the tree. Joey says that all the time. He's like, I hear these stories about your grandpa, like Angelo. Angelo was saying my grandpa, that's how they met, the Flegel gang. He said that when he pulled up, he was delivering a piece of art, and he looked at Angelo and Al Williamson, and he goes, "You guys play ball?" And they were like, "Yeah, we play ball." And he like came over and he opened his trunk and he had all the bats and the balls, and he was like, "Let's go play." And they said he was like a crazy person, like he just hit the ball until you couldn't see it anymore, and he's like, "Let's do it again tomorrow." Like just. Like a German Shepherd, just going all day with the ball. And so Joey's like, "Oh my God, I don't know how no one in your family got it." He's like, "I don't get it." He's like, "No one."
So you're sort of an indoor girl?
No, I mean, I'd like to be athletic. Like I'd like to not have my spine like degenerating, but like, I mean, it's just not there. It's either there or it's not. And he was like, I mean, with his abilities, it's just, I don't know. He just kept it all for himself. He didn't pass it down in the genes.
That's hilarious.
Bastard.
No. Very cool.
That's incredible. Well, we've had them on for an hour and a half, Nile.
Yeah, I know. So it's cool. So guys, check it out. So if you can, head on over to Kickstarter, right? Check out the Neverland #1 by Caleb Thusat. Very cool. So you got 13 days to go. Back the campaign. If you back it, make sure you share that you backed it. Also, if if it's, hey, we all hit times, we don't have the extra money lying around. But the best thing you can do is always share these campaigns on your social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you're a fellow YouTuber, Twitch streamer, anything, you're looking for a great guest, please reach out to Caleb and have him come on. I'm sure he'd love to talk about this book. It looks awesome. And we have something great to look forward to in May. And that is The Death Dealer. Dun, dun, dun. We'll bring that Bill Sienkiewicz cover up.
Yeah, crazy.
Incredible.
Just amazing.
Bill's a legend. He really is.
So good. I'm going to get him on.
Cover's great, too.
Yeah.
Just great. Well, you wouldn't expect anything less. And everyone's going to bring their A game because there's so much at stake for them personally,
Oh, yeah. I mean, the property they're working on, I mean, anyone would love the honor to work on it, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a couple people though were intimidated. They're like, "No, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm putting my name with it." Because that was what Lexi told us, and I was like, "Yeah, I guess. I mean, that makes sense. You have to be really bold, or so far into your career when you're like, yeah, this is no problem." But yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for all the artists and the writer, and it's just great. It's awesome. I love community and seeing things come together.
Love
Absolutely.
it. And what do you got going on tomorrow night, Billy?
Tomorrow night, okay, I'm sorry, Nile. Yeah, tomorrow on the Pop XP at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the Brofessionals, which I'm hosting, and it's Meet the Misses. So you're going to meet the Mrs. Bros.
Oh, I thought it was the other name.
I can't say the other name.
Can we say it on here to be funny?
No, we're live.
Oh.
It's Women's History Month. So we're going to bring out all
Is
the...
it?
All the
It's one day. I thought
That's
it was
why
a
we
day.
invited you on. No, I'm joking.
Oh, well,
Oh,
thanks,
no. No, we're going to bring on all professionals' wives. They're all going to come on for a spell. Debbie, I'll just say that Aaron's wife, Graham's wife, Dan Fraga's wife, Archie Bear's wife, and Andy Smith's wife. All the wives are going to come on, and it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun with them, because they all married us for our money, obviously.
And we're going to title it Bros and Their... You know what I mean? You were supposed to hit it with the bell.
Yeah, you call those women that to their faces. That I met them all, and they'll rip our heads off.
Debbie will beat you. I can just see the look in Debbie's eyes, like she's not messing around. She's the queen.
She's got those cat eyes that are just. Is that my dog?
Oh yeah, Debbie's fierce. That's
she's
the word
tough.
for Debbie.
She's mean as shit. Yeah, Shelly, of course, will be on. Pamela and Julia. And so it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a great time.
Nice.
And we'll see what they have to say about us. What it's like living with us. All these years.
Oh, I gotta watch this one. I'll be tuning in.
Yeah, it's gonna get fun.
8 p.m. tomorrow.
What's that?
8 p.m. tomorrow.
8 p.m. tomorrow. Absolutely.
All right.
Do you want me to send you the link? You can have the backstage pass.
Yeah, send me the link. Send me the link.
We're just gonna sit backstage while you guys are on, Billy, so I can hit something.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get good.
Are you guys drinking? Are you like all drinking? You're gonna have like wine or something?
I'm on. I want to drink. I can see if I can get away with that. I'm on a 30 days of healthy living.
Oh.
But
good for you,
I
Billy.
got shit faced Saturday night, man. We went to a party.
So is that? Did you restart 30 the 30 days?
Starts again.
Yeah, So, but yeah, I think I'll be drinking. That's the best part. I can have my drink with me and just open it in front on live without her knowing it.
But you're gonna be live
with scotch, and I'll buy a bottle of scotch, and I'll have it here, and I'll just pop it open while she's like, "Where'd you get that? You're not supposed to be drinking."
You know she's gonna smack you or something on it. What are you doing?
Debbie's thing is that Debbie, my wife's 5'3", so everyone thinks my wife's 5'6" or 5'7" because she always would wear 4-inch pumps, right? She always wore heels. And the thing is in my family, and everyone waits for it, is that I start doing my thing, my Leo thing, right? Hey, look at me, blah, 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 blah. And I'll just start telling a story. I'll be saying stuff about her, about us. And everyone watches, and my nieces get a huge kick out of it. Her sister and everybody, and her mom. And she'll just slowly take off her pump. And as I'm talking, and she'll just whack me right. And you hear this. Like she's watching. I'm like, whoa. Every hour,
keeping you in check.
Yeah, I don't even realize it. I forget it. I forget for 30 years. I just forget or whatever.
It's like a Christmas tradition.
It's
Billy getting hit with a high heel.
Oh, Billy,
Right
you must do something during the year to deserve that.
No.
It's all that built up tension.
I think so. It's all that tension.
It's called true love. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Cupid's arrow.
We've never had a fight. It's fantastic.
We've never had a fight. Oh wait, well Debbie's a Leo too. Two Leos. Yeah. I mean, who can fight for the attention?
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, she's an attention hog, and I have to call her out.
Billy says it.
Billy says she's here. It comes. Do tell, Billy. Do tell.
Yeah.
I need some popcorn.
We'll be asking backstage tomorrow.
He's looking. He's like looking behind him. He's like,
"Where is Debbie?"
Yeah, because let me tell you what I told her today. You talk about that. I was like, you better fucking listen to what What I said. Let me go shut the door. Hang on.
that shoe's coming for you before
You're
Christmas.
just gonna
Billy.
see that shoe coming right through the screen there.
Yeah.
She's probably watching right now too.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that. So we'll talk
you
about
have your blanket
clones
on your couch anyways. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone has to sleep on the couch because we have the puppy and she's too little to go all the way upstairs. So every night one of us sleeps on the couch.
Oh,
in the family room. She's in her cage down there because soon we open it up, she's got to, and we got to run her outside. Come on. She runs outside so she can learn to not pee or poop in the house. But she had an accident yesterday.
Oh, was that the first one?
What? No, couple. So I beat her. I kicked her. I punched her in the face.
Then tied her to the tree.
Yeah, she's tied to the tree, by the way.
And then the puppy was
really
yelping.
tragic.
And the puppy's yelping because I'm punching Debbie in the face and tying her to a tree. Because Debbie had an accident in the house. Sorry.
Ding.
Oh.
No. She get.
I like how you see all that and you just tap your bell.
Yeah. I'll tell you about the dog. She's got either the smallest, she doesn't like to empty her bladder, so she likes to pee like 3 times.
She might have an infection, Billy.
No, she doesn't. We that's what we thought. She went to the vet yesterday and she doesn't. She's just like
She's a
that.
baby.
That's how she is. She
because
comes
Bruce
out,
did that.
Little, and then she wants to run over there and she drinks a ton of water.
You got to cut off the water at a certain time. So you're dehydrated for the rest of the night. I'm sorry, I don't care how bad it hurts. You're done.
Yeah. It's not run. She's tied to a tree, so
she's
good there. No.
Oh, that's funny.
So tomorrow at Pop XP,
and the dog's in the cage.
We're gonna have a lot of fun with the Mrs. Bros.
The Misses, the Bros, and their wives.
No, that's next week. Is our girlfriends.
Oh, and your girlfriends.
Your girlfriends will be on next week.
The side chicks.
Yeah, side chicks.
Okay.
Gumadas.
The Bros and their side deal.
Because Aaron Presti, he's got a gumada on this. He's got a couple of them probably.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Are you kidding me? She would go.
Caleb, you know what that is? A gumada. Have you ever heard that? The gumada.
Mm-hmm.
The Italian men, they get their little side. What'd you call it? Side chicks? What'd you call it?
Side chicks.
Oh, I'm sure my grandpa had gumadas.
No, come on! Don't say that.
Oh, don't say that.
Come on!
You haven't seen
You
the
know how much
Sopranos?
shit my grandma had to go through.
All right. Well, Caleb, congratulations on your campaign. It's doing great.
Thanks,
Let's get that sucker to 5 figures, please. We got 13 days.
We'll get there.
Yeah, you will. You absolutely will. And I would submit. I know you're coming out with Nook again if you want to do it for next year, though. But you got to the end of this month to submit for the Eisners, and I would submit that book. But I've been telling you for like 3 years to do that, and you still haven't done it. So
COVID.
It's COVID.
Delays everything.
Yeah. And Sarah Ann, congratulations with the museum with the new
thank you.
Death Dealer series with your cover. I can't wait to see that you and your mom's cover. And I'm really looking forward to us, if you will, to come on and let's do that show and bring a comic guest on.
Yeah.
And we'll have Sarah give them the rundown.
Oh, Billy, you're gonna get psychoanalyzed soon. So then you can tell me if it's like what you feel about it. Then we can bring that guest.
So should we do that? Should we do that first?
Why don't we should psychoanalyze you first.
Yeah.
Well, she could psychoanalyze the both of us now. You give her your information too.
Nile, I would like yours. I just didn't want to come on too strong. Caleb, then come at I'll ask you too.
I just want everything, social security numbers, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all part of how I put your things together. Yeah. Account information.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it. Here you go.
Exactly. So Nile, I'll message you, Nile, after, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pry it from you.
Well, what do we do next week, Nile?
Same thing we do every week, Billy.
I know, but we got book shows?
Aren't you in Mexico or something next week?
No, that's like the end of the month.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think it's we get home on the 30th because Debbie, I am not gonna be home on my son's birthday. So
we have openings next week. So I thought you were in Mexico. I swore you told me you're in Mexico next week.
We're cutting. Well, yeah, no, it's work for her, and I'm gonna golf and sit by the pool and drink my face off. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
Hawaiian shirts. Maybe get a gomada.
Get a gomada.
Need a little señorita. No. But no, I'm saying because I'm very interested in this. I think this would be a fun show.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We're gonna have a picture. Have Sarah with a crystal ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like cool stuff in there. Make a little promo picture.
It's all laughs now, but you guys are gonna be like, "Whoa! There's something to this."
It's gonna be like a crazy emotional ride where we're like crying and talking about deep emotional things.
Yeah, and then we can compare we can do like the matches, see how you and Debbie are, if you're compatible, like after all these years. We could be like, all right, so this is where you guys are weak, this is where you're strong, this is what you have to work on. I've done couples and it gets really weird. And people,
oh my God, should we bring up our old girlfriends, like the ones we didn't marry, and like, well, what if?
Well, you'd have to get their information unless you still know like all.
Oh yeah, I know
where they were born.
Oh yeah, I do.
God.
Okay. I pulled up a few of my exes
in my wallet.
Yeah. You what? You have to pick it. Uh-oh. No.
Shouldn't do that.
Nile, no, a heel's gonna come towards your head.
Yeah,
next.
I know, right?
No.
That'll be fun. Let's plan it. Let's get it going.
All right.
We'll share some personal information and make this show happen for everyone.
Yeah. People love this weird stuff.
And then I'll see if maybe we'll get Bob Camp on and talk about Ren and Stimpy.
There you go.
All works together.
When's he coming on?
I don't know, because I thought you were in Mexico next week for some reason.
Thursday is St. Patrick's Day, so there's no bros. But I'm not gonna. I'm going out because I'm
big time partier, so I'll be out doing party stuff.
Big time partier.
Yeah, I'll be out doing big time.
Caleb, are you a big time partier, Dad?
Party stuff. Oh yeah, big time.
Are you gonna eat cabbage, Billy?
I don't know. My mother used to. I grew up thinking. Look at me, keep talking. Every St. Patrick's Day, being that we weren't Irish, my mother would make ham, like cabbage, like ham and cabbage. So I thought ham was corned beef. She never made corned beef. I still don't know what corned beef is.
It's beef that's been corned.
Like, what the hell does that mean?
It's a brine. It soaks in a brine.
It's gross. Irish food is gross.
You don't like corned beef? Oh my God. Billy, you like corned beef, right?
I never had. Ask Caleb if he likes.
Do you like potatoes, Sarah? Sarah, do you like potatoes?
Yeah, they're fine.
Do you like cabbage?
No.
Is cabbage is Irish?
I mean, that's what all the Irish have is like they were in a famine, They just have the potatoes.
She's like, they were poor. That's all they had.
Yeah,
it's all in their signs, guys.
Diversity. I don't know if there's a poor sign, but I'm gonna have to think about that. Who's the least motivated in the zodiac? Something to ponder on.
That was a good con. Scotch con.
Scotch con.
Yeah, Baltimore Comic Con. Sarah Ann.
2020. It was 2021. 2019, wasn't it?
I think it was 2019.
Yes, 2019. Was that TJ again?
Yeah, that was 19.
Yeah.
No one knows the years anymore. It's just all a blur. Who knows what we're doing?
We don't remember those last 2 years. You're just like, what happened?
Sarah, are you going to any conventions coming up?
3 years.
I'm just going to MegaCon, like just for just for me. With my small comic career. But I think I told you guys last time, like with Frazetta, when I come back, and Billy, you're the one that planted the seed. You said, guys, what are you doing? You need like an Alex Ross setup, like you need something like iconic and like, and so I'm not coming back until I can afford to do a setup like that. So we'll see. Everyone will know like how I'm doing financially now. Because they'll be like, oh, they're not back yet. Still not doing great.
You guys will.
Yeah, well, I just want it to be grand, and I want it to be more of, like I said, like a retrospective where I can educate people and, bring them through the booth and have like the beautiful art set up and more like a timeline of his career, just more like an inspiration rather than having just like merch set up. Like that could be like almost like an afterthought, but I just want it to be something like more of like an experience. Absolutely. And I've gotten some quotes and I'm like, whew. All right, so that's gonna that's
a good experience.
Yeah, 2023, hopefully. But it would be maybe like San Diego, and then some other like Billy. I'll talk to you about it, like just so you can recommend some conventions to me. Like you think maybe that would be like a good fit for.
Absolutely. Yep, definitely. And you got friends in high places, so that shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Acquaintances, we'll see.
No, you got acquaintances in high places. That's better than nothing.
That's true. That's true.
And everyone loves you, so forget it. Come on.
It's love or hate, Billy. I have people that really hate me or really love me.
I don't believe it.
Nothing in between. Oh, it's
that's for another show.
We'll share some private stories. Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, hey, thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. It was fun. It was great seeing you all in the chat. You guys are great. And yeah, bros tomorrow night, 8 p.m. The bros and their lovely wives, the better halves, will be joining. So everyone have a great night. Join the bros tomorrow, and then we'll see you all with some new shows next week. Caleb, Sarah, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you, guys.
Sure.
Thanks everybody.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Hey everyone. Thank you for joining us on PopXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the PopXP and over on Instagram at the PopXP. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.